Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Noise and welcome back to Project Ozone. In the last episode, we were finishing up the Twilight Forest, just a couple little things, and then we came back to try to do some quests. We have a lot of quests to do. We were gonna do some of these, but we kind of got sidetracked with this thing over here. So we made an energy condenser, which is currently taking blaze rods that we are grinding up and turning them into more blaze rods. Also, we have the energy collector and the antimatter relay setting here that is getting power from light, basically glowstone. But so yeah, is one thing we did. Today we are actually going to do some questing, and I think we're going to set up a couple of different things. I was looking in the I was looking at kind of my chest and seeing what I could do with stuff. Oh, that was the other thing we did. We did do a little bit of botanic. We're not going to get into that today. I'd like to buy a little bit of a platform before we do too much with botania. But I think today we're going to try to power. We're going to try to get a big reactor set up and start looking towards making more machines and stuff like that that will help get us even more EMC and all that fun stuff. So couple of things I kind of want to show off. First of all, there is a tome. Where is it? This Tome of Knowledge. It unlocks all transmutation knowledge when learned. This thing would be really awesome to have, except that it takes a Klein Star Omega, which takes a bunch of diamonds and Mobius fuel. They're all EMCable. This is basically your flux capacitors / batteries or whatever you want to use for EMCable items. It also requires some angel steel of the 11th degree with dark matter for the Swiftwood's Rending Gale. It requires an alchemical tome, which is actually really easy, and some draconic cores, which are, this one's really bad because it requires a chaos shard, and then super dense EMC crystals, which we're not ready to do yet. So yeah, I was thinking about doing that, and that's a long ways off. So what we're going to do today instead is get some more power. But I was looking at skystone. So skystone itself doesn't have any uses that are EMCable, but we can turn it into the skystone blocks and turn those into ME controllers. And I was looking at this, and it takes pure fluix crystals, which have EMC, and engineering processors. So this is probably, what, 5,000 EMC? And it turns into 62,000. Now I know there are some items, I think it's dimensional transceivers. I believe it's these. So yeah, these are 500,000 EMC for, what, maybe 1,000 plus 80,000, maybe 100,000 EMC for 400 more thousand EMC. That's kind of ridiculous. But that we might do that as well. But either way, I realized that we don't have all of the stuff in here for the processors. All the processors are EMCable. Do I have? Alright, let's see. We need logic, no, engineering and calculation. So all the processors are in EMCable, I do believe. Which one is this? Engineering press. So we'll do that. I'm realizing it doesn't actually have all that much power, but yes, it does. That has plenty of power in it left. So let's go ahead and do the. Oh, it's got to be pure Certus quartz, doesn't it? So how do I make some pure Certus quartz? So yeah, we might do the dimensional transceivers. We'll see how EMC is after a bit, but if we take Certus quartz essence, we'll get 2, because that is what's needed for the inscriber, right? Yes. So we need to get some Certus quartz, or there is the seeds that we can do. Um, hmm. Do I have... Let's see if I have... Do I have the Certus Quartz Essence? I have the Fluix Essence. I don't have Certus Quartz. So we look at this recipe. Certus Quartz Seeds. That's just Crucio and Minicio Seeds. So let's grab some Minicio Seeds. We'll need some Crucio Essence. Crucio. We'll get that many, and then we need some Certus Quartz. Just need 3 more. And we'll go ahead and craft these seeds up. Stuff like this we'll make a lot of, but for most of the seeds, we don't actually need to do too much because we'll have a lot of excess fairly quickly. So I need my watering can. And you know what? Let's complete a quest. Let's actually make this better watering can, the reinforced. This is not what I was anticipating doing today, but I guess we have to look up for reinforce, or just watering can rather. So the reinforced watering can requires bedrockium, soul fragment, and a bowl. So the bowl will be easy. Bedrockium, I don't think we've made yet. So let's see. How's an easy way to get bedrockium? Well, it looks like we have to do compressed cobblestone. That's 43 million. Wow. So what's the biggest compressed cobblestone we have? Quadruple. So let's take a stack of that. We'll make quintuple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. And here is sextuple. And can I take many more of these? No. Alright, so we're not going to be making that. Do I have a watering can in here? Okay, where is like all of my stuff? I really need to get organized. I really need an ME system. That is probably one of the next things on my list. Watering cans don't have EMC, but where did I put it? That's the bigger question. Because I didn't see it in here. No, so it's got to be in one of these chests. I probably have seen it, and I probably just overlooked it. Unless it's in here. It's not. Okay. Oh, too many chests. I really need an ME system or something to organize all of this stuff. Watering can. You know what? I'll just do this. This will make it a lot easier. Did I lose it? There is a possibility that I lost it. That is a good chance, because I don't see any more chests anywhere. Unless I'm incredibly blind. Alright, let's make another watering can. So this is pretty easy. We need this one. It's just iron, bone meal, and a bowl. So let's go ahead and do that. Iron. So we need 4. We need a bowl and bone meal. So yeah, eventually we're going to have an ME system set up that will do a lot of this crafting for us. With the EMC, we are going to make it, oh hey, the empty one is learnable. So I'll do that just in case I ever lose it again. But let's come over here. You know what, let's actually sleep because magical crops grow better during the day. And we can go from there. So once we can make these circuits at will, we can make an ME system pretty easily. So this is going to be one of those things that I wasn't planning on doing, but it's actually going to be better to do it in the long run. So let's go back. But the big thing that I want to try to make today is a, what's it called, the big reactor. And we don't really have much space, but if I can get most of the blocks, we don't really need the power right away. I think we will later, but for right now, it's not that big of a deal. But making it will be quests and all that fun stuff. We can always put it right over there too. Because over here is where we're going to need the most power, because farming. Fairly soon, once we get into Britannia, we're going to do a lot of terrasteel manipulation with crops, and then draconium is going to be another one that we're going to get a lot of through the magical crops. And we just need 8 of these. So once we get 8, I'm going to stop. But yeah, magical crops is going to be how we get a lot of resources. And I'm going to probably automate a field of pretty much all of the stuff, so that if I ever need them, I can. And when we get to that point, we're going to want a lot of power. So might as well get the power started right now. It's something we can do. And I think the other thing we're going to try to do is eventually we need to clean up the area. So while I'm going to build a reactor, or at least I'm going to get the pieces for it, I'm probably not going to actually build it in today's episode. I think I want to build a little bit of a platform over there with all of my machines. I might end up moving the portals. I don't know about that. One portal's kind of a pain to move, the mining world portal, because that requires the multi-tool, which is kind of a pain to make. But that is the last one. I'm going to keep these growing because why not? But we're not really going to need them anymore. So let's go ahead, and we need a Certus quartz. I believe it's just a normal. And we wrap it with the crystals, and we get 2 pure Certus quartz. And we can learn that. And I'm going to burn one. The other one we are going to put over here and press it. And then we're gonna make a couple of circuit boards. So something like that. Now one other thing, if we want to make a big reactor, so if we look at big reactors, some of the main blocks that we're gonna need for all this stuff is not uranium but uranium, and we're also gonna need graphite. Oh, graphite's pretty easy to get. It's literally just pulverized coal. No, it's not pulverized coal. No. It's cooked coal. So let's burn that. We just lost a lot of coal, unfortunately. We just lost EMC, rather. So we smelt this up. We'll get graphite. That is a huge loss in coal, but we can learn graphite. I have some yellorium dust, which I got from Yellorite, and I believe I already taught this. Yes, I already taught this yellorium. I'm going to go ahead and process all this ore, because why not? If we do that, we can get a lot more EMC, but let's go ahead and do both the calculation and the engineering, circuits, processors, whatever, and this will be useful for later. So we'll learn this. We'll make sure it learns both of those. And if we look at processors now, we have all 3. So that's going to make it a lot easier to build an ME system when we get there. That will be relatively soon, but not super soon. Maybe not this episode, but relatively soon. I do want to get into that. So let's come over here. Let's get a bunch of graphite. Let's get a little bit more yellorium. And we'll go ahead and burn that. And then we're going to need steel. Doesn't matter which one. Alright, cool. So, we take a look at our quest book. This isn't... Okay. The presses can go back in here. And we can go ahead and look at our quest book. And what we need to do... this is in the immersive technology. Yes. So we need to start looking at a small big reactor. We need 24 reactor casings. We'll do that one last. We need 1 yellorium fuel rod. Now some other things we're going to need is glass. And we're also going to need redstone and a few diamonds. So let's go ahead and get that. So the first thing we're going to need is the yellorium fuel rods. Now I'm going to want a few of these. So let's do 6 of them. That is enough for this quest. So we're also going to want 2 reactor ports. I believe we're going to need pistons for this. So let's get 2 pistons. Let's see, access ports, and we need chests as well. We need 2 of these. So luckily I realized we can just learn this stuff and then EMC it later if we want more. So the reactor ports, we do need to get the reactor casing. So let's go ahead and make that. We'll make a bunch. We'll learn it. And that is that one as well. So we need a reactor controller, 2 of these ports. We're gonna need a power tap. And where is the controller? The controller is pretty easy to make as well. Just gotta take the redstone out, and there we go. We have basically everything you need for a big reactor. Now, also once you have half a stack yellorium, which we have, so let's get the reward bag, and we're going to learn all of this stuff. All of it has EMC, which is really nice. How is the EMC? So let's take a look at the controller. That's probably the best bet. So 4,000, that's 16. That seems about right. So let's go ahead and burn all of this stuff up. Get our EMC back. Okay, go ahead and put the chance cube in there as well. Let's open our reward bag. Certus quartz and a charger. I can put the Certus quartz in there. The charger, not so much. So cool, that was that quest. Now it wants us to get a cyanite reprocessor. Alright, so we are going to have to make a little bit of a reactor. So let's get a power tap. We're going to make the smallest reactor we can. We need some yellorium. Fuel rod. We also need, I forgot about this one, the control. So we're going to need one of these. We're going to need some graphite, I believe. Redstone. And casings. Let's just take a stack of the casings. And we're going to need one of these the control rods. This is important to be able to put the fuel into the fuel rods. So let's get the access port and controller. And do we have any power cells? No. Are energy cells EMCable? They are. But I don't have any. Is that a quest? Because if it's a quest, we're going to want to make those. Tesseracts are. Alright, you know what? Let's go ahead and do something real quick. So we're going to want to make the resonant energy cells. So that is going to be redstone energy cells. So we need hardened glass, electrum, and a diamond. I don't have hardened glass, so obsidian. That is actually a waste, I do believe. So let's get a bunch of obsidian. We're going to need lead. We're going to need diamond, redstone, and we need a little bit of Enderium and some, oh, why am I blanking? Electrum. I was blanking there for a second. So we'll come over here, let's pulverize that. So this doubles. Is that better than this? No. Okay, blaze rods are better, which we can actually take this stuff, come over here and put that into our system and burn it all up. Cool. So we have plenty of pulverized obsidian. That is not much better, so let's take all this stuff back over here. We will burn this stuff up. I swore I grabbed the hardened glass. I did not. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the hardened glass in here. We need 2 more pieces. And then we can go ahead and make the frame, which doesn't have any EMC, which is fine. But we can just go magma crucible. We need 10, I do believe. And put the frame in here. In just a second, it will fill it up, and we'll have an energy source. Now. Oh, it needs more, doesn't it? It's 40. So we need that much. So that'll take a second. But once we make the energy cell, we will need to upgrade this guy. So we're going to need a little bit more electrum, lead, and a redstone conductance coil. I believe we have all of that. That's a reception coil. I don't have a conductance coil, so let's go ahead and make that. We'll learn it. And we do need 2 more pieces of lead. And I think that's pretty much it, so we can put that back. So there is the redstone energy frame full. We can put that in there for a second and learn it. Then we can do this. I believe it's like so. And again, learn that. And finally, we upgraded to the Enderium. And we can learn that. Cool, so we'll put that stuff away. I did all of that just to get some power. So let's just set up a small reactor right here. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3 by 3, something like so. We're gonna want a power tap, control rod, access port. Controller will go last. We need to put the yellorium fuel rod in the center, and then finish this guy up. And then we can put the reactor, and there we go. So what we'll do is we will put the energy frame on the side, and that will work just fine. And then over here, we'll put our yellorium. It'll fill up, and then we'll just turn this on. So it's going to produce waste, and the waste is what we're after. Cyanite is the waste. That does have EMC, so once we get a little bit of it, oh, there's a shapeless craft for it. So we didn't actually have to do this, but whatever. We'll get some power. I'll let that run for a little bit. Never mind, I should have looked. So if we get a piece of sand, we can presumably make cyanite. My gosh. And now we can look at the cyanite reprocessor, which is the machine it wants us to make for the quest. That's a piece of steel, fuel rod, pistons. Okay. It doesn't even take any cyanide. Huh. Usually it does. It'll teach me not to look at the recipes. So piston, we need redstone, fuel rod, and I think that's, we need a piece of steel. So that should be it. We need one more piston. So yeah, that was not what I expected it to be, but we can go ahead and make that. Again, we'll learn it. And there's probably more to it. Nope, there's not. Cool, so let's take this reward bag, and let's see, what else we have? Turbine. Now it wants us to make turbine stuff. We will do that another time. It also wants us to do magnet craft wiring, and I guess those were probably already there. Okay, so there's also powerhouse, cubic clusters, and I believe one of these, imaginary time. Yeah, that is something we want to get. So let's put this stuff away. Let's open our greater reward bag, printing press stuff. Alright, cool. So, let's eat. And I think the next thing I want to do, I want to make sure that there's not a quest for it. I think there is. There is. Alright, let's do some Ender IO. So we need to make a farming station and a wireless charger. So let's get this made. Station, wireless charger. So farming station is something that I want to make. So we need electrical steel, ender resonator, and octactic capacitor. So we need to make capacitors. That is the first step. So basic capacitor is just gold, copper, and redstone. So gold, copper, and redstone. So let's go ahead and make the basic capacitor. And we'll go ahead and learn that. And then we want another one so that we can make a double layer, which requires pulverized coal and energetic alloy. So do we have any energetic? No. It does take coal, pulverized coal, so we'll grab that. Energetic alloy is gold with redstone and glowstone. So kind of expensive, but not too bad. We need to bring that over to the alloy smelter. That'll take a moment. We can speed it up a little bit with... I thought we could speed it up with that, but I guess not. So that'll take a moment. And then for the octactic, we're going to need glowstone and vibrant alloy. So let's see. There's the glowstone. And then vibrant alloy I do have. So we can upgrade this one pretty easily. So once this is done, energetic alloy, we will go ahead and learn that. We will need one more. And then we upgrade. I think it's like so though. Upgrade the capacitors. That does give us 2, which is nice. Typically it only gives you 1. And then we do the same thing to upgrade that to the octactic. Alright, so there's that. We need the ender resonator, which is an enderman head. I don't think we have that. Ender... Nope. So we need to get an enderman head, 2 solarium, silicon, and a vibrant alloy. So silicon, vibrant alloy, and solarium. We don't have any solarium. Luckily, that's... we also don't have any soul sand. So let's get gold, ingot again, and let's get a piece of sand, because I'm lazy and I don't want to go to the nether. We have all this stuff sitting right here. So let's get a piece of soul sand, learn it, and we come back over here. I believe we can use the induction smelter for this, which will be a little bit faster. I believe it takes a little bit more energy, but whatever. So learn solarium, and we do need one more piece of that, and then the Enderman head, which we should have a few somewhere. Yes, we have a few. So then we come over here to the slice and splice, which is right here. You can shift click this stuff, which is really nice, but that will make, we're also gonna need a Z logic controller, so we'll have to make that in a second as well. But this is almost done. We are getting power from something. Okay, so there's the Ender resonator. We're gonna learn this because we're gonna need that later anyway. So then for the wireless, we just need electrical steel. Let's get a bunch of electrical steel, and there's the wireless charger. So that's that. And now we need to make the farming station, which is going to be a little bit more electrical steel. Diamond hoe. I don't know that we've made that. Nope. So diamond, we need 2. And we also need a stick. And I think one of the next things I'm going to work towards is an AE system, so I can easily craft all this stuff. So there's a diamond hoe. Let's go ahead and learn that. We have the electrical steel, machine casing, chassis. We don't have. So how do we make that? Steel, basic capacitor, and some iron bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Iron bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. And capacitor. Basic capacitor, and we should be able to make that. And we'll go ahead and learn that as well. Now we need pulsating crystals and Z-logic controllers. Pulsating crystals are pretty easy. Pulsating iron and a diamond. So we'll just do this. There's the pulsating crystal. We'll learn that. I want another one. And we'll burn those up. And the last thing we need is the Z-logic controller, which is more solarium, redstone, and silicon, plus a zombie head. So not too bad. Redstone, and then I have zombie heads. I know I saw them when I found the Enderman head. Yep, right here. So once again, we'll come over here and do the same thing. Pretty easy. Ooh, we need an axe. So what's going to be the best axe to get? Because I believe this pack, yeah, durability on most of the axe are 1, but we could use mana steel. I believe that'll work. So let's get some mana steel. 2, 3. And is it just normal sticks, or nope, it's living with twigs. So twig we can't do, but do we have any? All the living wood should be EMCable. Do this, get the twig, learn it, get another one. It's probably not the best way, but it's an easy way. And it will have durability. That's what matters. Yep, that worked. Cool. So that will give us the Z-logic controller, I believe, which is what we need. 30,000 EMC. And that will learn. And now we can make the farming station. So both of these I'm going to learn and burn up. And we'll collect that one. So that can go in there. We can put this stuff back. Hearts go in there. And we have an epic reward bag. What do we get? Amulet of night vision. Cool. So we put that on, we'll have night vision. I think we already do. No. So we're going to do that. I like night vision. It does help. It helps specifically for YouTube, so that's good. So let's continue on. What's the next quest? Better infinite water source. So reservoirs. You know what? Let's go ahead and look at the next one as well. We're going to need an attractor obelisk. So reservoir. How do you spell it? I have no idea how to spell reservoir. Reservoir. And then attractor obelisk. That is really freaking out. So the reservoir is just fused quartz, hardened glass around a cauldron. That's easy enough. Do I have fused quartz? I think that would be good to make, so let's go ahead and do that. But then we could also get hardened glass. We get 8 of those, and then a cauldron. So let's get some iron. Let's get a block of iron, that'll be easier. Get the cauldron, we'll learn that. And then I believe we can just do this. No. Let's go ahead and do the fused quartz. Shouldn't be that difficult to do. Just put it in here. We need more. It's 4. 4 quartz. So let's get the last piece of quartz. And I realize the attractor obelisk is going to be a little bit more difficult because we do need a villager. So we're gonna have to do some fancy spawning of a villager. Nothing too difficult. Shouldn't be too difficult anyways. So let's learn that. We'll get some fused quartz and we'll make the reservoir. I believe that is all we needed for the quest. Cool. So learn those. Burn up all of this stuff, and we have a greater reward bag. Fantasy blocks. They have VMC, so that's cool. So we need to get, for the attractor obelisk, it's not too bad. We can do most of it. The hard part is the enticing crystal. So we need 3 solarium, and we need some energetic alloy, and then a machine chassis. Did not want 64 of those. And then we need an enticing crystal, which is in a soul binder. We need a soul vial of a villager with an emerald, and that'll give us what we need. So we need to make soul vials. So that is solarium, and I believe the fused quartz will work. So let's make a soul vial. I've made these before, but I haven't learned them, so let's get that. And then we're also going to need an emerald. And let's take a look at villager. Can we spawn villagers? Let's see. There is a block called a market, which is planks, wool, and an emerald. Now this is a long shot, but it's worth it to look. So planks, 2, 3, 4, and wool. So make a market. We'll go ahead and learn it because why not? But if we set this down, we can buy a whole bunch of different seeds. Now we should be able to also buy animal spawn eggs. I don't know if a villager is going to be here as well, and it doesn't look like it. But that'll be useful if we ever need any of that kind of stuff. So let's burn that up. That idea didn't work. So it looks like we're gonna have to go, we have 2 choices. We can either hope for a zombie villager over here, and I can't see them to tell, so now you should be able to see them. Nope, neither of them are zombie villagers. Oh god, the night vision. That's what's causing it. Okay. We're not going to use that then. So let's get some blocks. We'll block that up. So zombie villager is one option. So let's get cobblestone. And we could do the zombie villager route. That is an option. Or we could go to the last millennium and try to get a guy from there, the villager from there. I think what I want to do is try to get a zombie villager. So we're going to need to grab a couple of things. I don't know why those are all blacked out, but let's grab a mob soul. And we're going to grab we need a golden apple and a potion of weakness. So golden apple we can do. Potion, actually there is a better way. There is a syringe that we can use. That is a healing, what is it called? Health syringe? No. Growth zombie? No. Dezombification. Golden apple and a syringe. Just some plastic and iron. So should be able to do that pretty easily. And iron. Ingot. So we'll make the syringe. What am I missing? Does it? I think this middle one has to be rubber bar. So let's. So do I not have any rubber bars scanned into the... That is not fun. So let's see if we can't find something that we can use. Let's see. Nope, looks like we're gonna have to grow a tree. That's okay. I'll live. So let's grab just not a sacred rubber sapling or mega. Let's get the rubber sapling that's in here. We'll quickly grow it. And chop it down. And cool, so let's go ahead and throw that in there. We have all this raw rubber. I was scared there for a second, I couldn't fly. Let's go ahead and cook that up. And I don't have a sawmill, so let's just turn that into jungle wood so we can easily EMC it. And then we can just go ahead, we should be able to make the syringe. Cool, so that all gets EMC'd. I want the syringe, not the daisy. And it's just the syringe with the apple. We'll go ahead and put this in here and learn it. So all we have to do is find a zombie now that is a zombie villager. And we'll capture him. And that'll be pretty much it. So let's come over here. Can you not? Oh, I need to use one at a time, don't I? Oh no, it's a shift click. And I'm probably gonna lose all my souls, but that's fine. Alright, none of that worked. So let's figure out something else. Let's get rid of all the stuff that we can. So we need to figure out a way to get zombies, a villager easily, and something we can do that isn't going to be kind of detrimental to getting more villagers in the future, because we could spawn them in. In fact, we have an auto spawner there. What does the skeleton? It has the wither skeleton in it. So if we can get a villager once, then we can spawn more in. But I'm trying to think what's going to be the best way to find a zombie villager. I mean, we could find a zombie spawner. That is a thing we could do. We could make a broken zombie spawner. We could put a zombie soul into a spawner and spawn a whole bunch of zombies. We could go somewhere and find zombies. I don't know. There's a lot of options. None of them are really jumping out to me as this is going to be a good thing to do. But I'm looking now and it doesn't matter because we can go ahead and make the dimensional transceiver, and that was the goal all along. So we will put... Let's get a diamond chest. And this is going to be like the future thing, kind of how we did before. But we'll put all this stuff in here. That'll be to make the attractor obelisk. Once we're ready for that. So, we don't have to do that though. Let's make the dimensional transceiver. So again, the reason why we want to make this is because it's going to be cheaper to make these pieces. We get four stacks of electrical steel, 2 fuse quartz, 1 of each of these, and we'll make a whole bunch of EMC. In fact, I'll probably do a little bit of that on camera, but we need an ender crystal is the only thing difficult. So ender, we need a soul vial. We're going to need, actually I believe I have a soul vial with an enderman in it already. So let's use that. We're going to need an ender resonator. We're going to need I don't remember, fuse quartz, and let's go ahead and make all of it. So there's the 2 stacks of that. We're going to need the ender resonator. We're going to need a stack. Ooh, I can't make a stack of those yet. So let's do 16. We're going to need the octactic capacitors. And we'll burn those back up. And then we also need steel. The electrical steel, we'll need a stack of that. And what's the last thing we need? We need a vibrant crystal. So vibrant crystals, I believe, is these around either diamond or an emerald. It's an emerald. So we'll go ahead and make that. We'll learn it. And we just need 1 for right now. So we'll take this over here to the soul binder. Vibrant crystal, enderman soul. Use our own energy. And we will get the ender crystal. So the enderman souls don't matter. We can make plenty of enderman souls. We just have to go to the end. It's not too difficult. Eventually I am going to want to get a teleporter. There's an item from Draconic Evolution that I'm going to want, but we'll get there when we do. So let's get as many ender crystals as we can. And we can go ahead and make 16 of these. So that should be the quest. I'm going to go ahead and get the item. But now we can learn it for 1, but we can burn up all of those and then do it again. So we need 4 stacks of this, a stack of octactics, a stack of ender resonators and ender crystals, and then 2 stacks of fused quartz. I accidentally clicked 1 extra. We can make a stack of those. And just to give you an idea of how much more EMC we get, that is insane. We have 34 million EMC now. So we're going to start looking into making a bunch of different things. Quantum entropy accelerator. All right, let's burn that up. So I can just keep making those, keep crafting them, and just boost our EMC up as high as it will go. And we won't have to worry about EMC anymore. So that is something I'm going to do off camera, a little bit more probably. One last thing we can do, we can get compressed cobblestone. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna need more EMC though. So let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fused quartz, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why it does the extra, but it does. We don't need those. Let's get the ender stuff, 2 of each, and then the capacitor, again 2, and we'll make 2 stacks of those and burn them up. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there is the octuple compressed cobblestone. Now we can take one of these, we'll come over here, we'll burn it up, and we get a block of bedrockium, which gives us slowness. So we can do that, we can learn that, and then we can get the ingots. And then if we take 4, I think. So what is it? The watering can. Let's go ahead and make this real quick, and then we'll call the episode. So yeah, it's 4. So let's burn those up. We need a bowl, and we need a etheric sword. So I know I had said before that I didn't really want to do the whole, yeah, I just took 10% of my max health. That was, yuck. But yeah, I know I said before I didn't really want to do the whole cheesing, oops, wrong way. Cheesing the EMC. I kind of wanted to use the stars and all that fun stuff, but this mod pack is meant to be overpowered. When we get to Project Ozone 2, it'll be a lot different, but that's just because I want it to be. So this is the reinforced watering can. If you've seen any of my other series where I make this, it is amazing. Ooh, legendary reward bag. What do we get? What do we get? Ore nodes. Cool. Those are kind of useless. And we'll do that and that. Cool. So now that we have the watering can reinforced, this thing is insane, but not nearly as insane as imaginary time. So to give you an idea of how insane this is, we'll go ahead and plant newly planted crops, and we'll water them. So before it was taking a little bit, not so much anymore. This drastically increases tick speed for growth. We can get a lot of stuff pretty quickly from this. So yeah, that's cool. But I'm not going to use it too much right now. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. We got quite a bit done. We need to do some more stuff. I think next time we're going to work more on these quests over here and just getting down to the ME stuff. And once we get to the ME stuff, we will go ahead and make an ME system and go from there. So this guy, by the way, remember it was 4 pieces of yellorium. Still has fuel, but it's got, what is that, 10 million RF? Or is that 100 million? That is 10 million. Actually, I have to use my finger. Plus another 80 million? So 90 million RF right here. So I think we're good on power. Kind of insane. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. I'm gonna try to figure out a good way to get a villager so we can finish that one quest, and we will kind of go from there. So I'm going to make a whole bunch of more EMC, make a whole bunch more of these dimensional transceivers, and then we'll focus on this section next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!